Welcome, everyone. I'm delighted today to introduce to you Asha Mahari. She is going to be our featured member of the week on our Lightroot Collective group, and I'm delighted to get to know you, Asha. I'd love to know if you could tell us a little bit about who you are and the journey that called you to do the work that you do now.
Yeah, so I go by Asha Mahari. This is a name that I grew into quite recently. It's like a diminutive form of the name that I call my higher self. And how I came to begin embodying this version of myself. It really started about 2.5 years ago with my Kundalini awakening. Although I didn't know that that was what was going on at the time, it just felt like a nightmare. As many of us who have been on the spiritual awakening path can be familiar with, that dark night of the soul, feeling lost. But it really led to a really beautiful becoming as there was just this, I was brought to this void space where I didn't really have anything left, anything that really meant something that I wanted to continue pursuing. I started off my career as a licensed therapist, and then like the spiritual journey that started to, I don't want to say intrude, but there was a lack of resonance there. So what ended up happening due to not just that, but like a series of other practical events, which I am convinced was the divine at work. I ended up having to leave that position. So then again, so I did end up at this zeroed out level point where it's like, okay, like I wasn't working, things with friendships, were falling away, things with relationships were falling away and had fallen away. And so, yeah, I really had nothing left but to commit to this path. And it was the only way that I could see ahead. So and then slowly, I just was able to like pick up pieces here and there. Okay. So like I know I don't want that, but I do want this. Okay. I know I don't want to work for anyone else. Okay. But so I know I do want to work for myself. Okay. What does that look like? Okay. But I do know that I want to give back. Okay. I do know that I want to give back in a spiritual way. Okay. And then it just kind of built from there. I learned that I do want to use my voice. Okay. So once I picked that up, that's when my light language opened up. And then that's when things really started to kick off. So that's how I started to build a modality around light language healing. And so that's what became my modality right now that I call Origin Code. That was
So tell me a
long-winded.
little bit about that. I don't know what lineage means. So I'm guessing I'm not the
Ah,
only one.
okay, yes, of course. Okay, so light language. Best way to express light language. So historically, it's also been known as speaking in tongues. There is little bit of an energetic difference between what's going on between speaking in tongues and light language, at least as I understand it. But it is a channeling that's happening. It's a channeling of higher dimensional frequencies that's coming through the voice. And so these frequencies, they contain light codes that can do all sorts of incredible things with the human system. Because we ourselves, we are made of codes. Our DNA, and so those codes can be programmed, deprogrammed, and rewritten. So, and so that's one of the things that light language does, is that it helps to decode and recode, let's say maladaptive programs from the human system. So things like trauma, things like negative core beliefs, things like imbalances within the body. Yeah, so things of that nature. So that's what light language is.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that the main thing that you do then is the light language?
Yeah, so it is, I would say it's the main tool of the modality that I've built. So origin code, you would start to ask about that. So it's a
Mhm.
quantum healing modality that combines light language with Kundalini activation, in order to help the person move through any stagnancy, any patterns, any blockages, which can originate from multiple different places. So it can originate somewhere within the human body. It can have something to do with the chakra. I mean, it's always going to have something to do with a chakra.
Mhm.
Um, but it can be tied to a belief system. It can be tied to past life stuff. It can be tied to ancestral stuff. But fortunately, since light language is quantum, we can address all of that.
Wow. Sounds so fascinating. I love it.
Thank you.
That is amazing. And I'm just curious, not to go into super, massive details, but how would you describe like the kind of experience, or like what would a session kind of look like? Or is it just very spontaneous? Like there's not really like a set pattern. Is it just kind of you work with each individual person?
In some ways, sessions, they do all unfold uniquely. Like every person gets what they need when they come to a session.
Mhm.
Um, but there is a bit of a structure to it. So what a session would look like if we're doing an online session, which most of my sessions will be online. So it'll look, just like this. You sitting across from me
Huh.
in a relaxed space. I'll open the container, set sacred space, call in our angels, guides, higher selves, any beings of light that wish to be present. And then I would start the energy work. I would activate Kundalini, start running the quantum mechanics, and then I start channeling light language, and I'm going chakra by chakra. And
Okay.
so, and then this part is where things vary from person to person. Like some people feel
Sure.
things, some people don't, and all of that's okay. All of that is correct, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, now I'm going to be feeling a lot because I'm also very clear sentient. So,
Mhm.
so along with the light language that's coming through, you'll also hear me like coughing. I might start to cry, but this isn't like my emotions. It's
Uh-huh.
emotions that are releasing through me
Sure.
as the channel, as the vessel.
Mhm.
So no matter what things are happening, and
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like a lot of stuff is happening.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes clients report feeling very relaxed, very grounded. Sometimes they're called to move physically. Sometimes they're shaking. Sometimes they're releasing in similar ways that I'm releasing. But yeah, nothing scary.
Yeah.
Nothing wild. I mean, I guess at least according to me. What can I say? And according to my clients too, they've all been fine. Yeah.
I have a great follow-up question to that. Thank you for explaining that. It sounds really incredible. I generally ask the same question of everyone, but I have a different question for you based upon what you said, because I can imagine that you are feeling so much and so much is coming through you. So I'm curious what you do for yourself, and maybe it's something you can share with the rest of us here. What do you do to like basically protect your own energy so that you're not taking on others? Or what do you do afterwards to ground and just come back to you and your energy? I'm just curious if you have, and if it's too complicated, don't worry about it, but I'm
Yeah,
curious
no,
if there's
no.
something you can share that would be really helpful, since there's so many other healers and body workers on here. That might be a great practice to do.
Yeah, of course. It's actually it's not complicated at all, and that's why I would love to share it because it offers up a teaching moment too. Just everything is intention. Everything is intention. I hope that other healers in this community are aware of that because it puts you in closer contact with your own power. Whatever it is that you want to do, you absolutely can. So uh when it comes to I don't want to say disconnecting our energies, but I guess that's the word I'm going to use right now. So,
Mhm.
like disconnecting our energies at the end of the session. All I'm doing is I'm saying I'm speaking to the divine as I say it, but I'm claiming the intention. I'm naming the intention. So I say your energy stays with you, my energy stays with me, and as I'm doing it, I'm moving my hand down, and this is disconnecting the energy, returning it back to the client with love, sealing up my own, and then at that point, if I'm still feeling maybe, because I'm running a lot of energy through me through the session, so what I can feel is I feel like very activated afterwards, and so with that, just like a barefoot walk outside,
Mhm.
which is very convenient for me to do. I have just like grass just right outside the
Oh,
house
nice.
here. Yeah, so just some grounding,
Mhm.
um, and yeah, yeah, that's a good way to release any residual
Mhm.
energy.
Beautiful. That's great. Thank you, Asha. It's so beautiful. And I love that you do these sessions online. So everyone watching, there's people in different areas in the region. They can all connect with you. So that's really beautiful. That's really fantastic. Well, I'm going to be including some links in when I post the interview. And I really appreciate you taking the time today and sharing your beautiful work with all of us. It's really incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
reaching out and thank you for providing me the opportunity to do so. I love connecting with you and I would love to connect with other members of this community as well.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Asha. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Take
Bye
care.
bye.